Alright, well, you should have received an email similar to this. That's how you can get to this video. It will be in here. This is just my stuff to kind of see how this works. You are being invited to be an editor on your promotion portfolio. So here I have one for me. If I go to open, it takes me to the site, and wait a minute here. Now when it does come up, I don't think you're going to have this funny issue, but look here in the corner and make sure it's you. So notice this says this is me, is P for promotion committee. Well, no, this needs to be me, so I'm going to switch to me, and that opened up the site again. So that I don't get confused, I'm going to get rid of the first one, and so there I am. And here's the promotion site. It seems to be being a little slow here, but brought everything up. It comes into this editing mode. We have insert, pages, themes. Don't think you need themes at all, but pages and insert you'll need. So pages you can navigate around to edit. So for instance, right away, first page on home, I need to take care of name. So Dillery Scott, and I've got that, and so there I'm done with that first page. Now the next 3 pages are nothing for you to do. So this will have portfolio instructions. It has some old ones there that I still have to fix a little bit today. Mostly they're going to point you to this video anyway. That seems like the most expeditious way to handle this. Okay, so promotion guidelines, but again, nothing for you to actually do there. That's for your help. The handbook process, again, is just here for your help, and you can look at this now. I'm not able to scroll within it. Well, if I want to scroll within it, I'll just switch to the preview there, and this is what this should look like to someone viewing this. And now notice I can scroll through it just fine. And so then once I've done that, I can back button. I suppose maybe I can hit exit preview here, or the back button, and I get back here to the edit stuff. And same thing on the evaluation rubric. Again, just so you have it very handy, you can always take a look at it here, but again, you'll have to go to preview mode, or I don't know, I don't think you can. There's a little thing to open it in another window, but I think again you still have to be in preview mode to do that. But once again, real easy up there at preview mode. There's the preview. I want to get out of it and go back, but anytime you need to look at a preview, you can just go there. Okay, then once you have all that, now you have to start inserting things. So here's letter of application. Now notice it says type letter of application here. Let's go to curriculum vitae. So here's curriculum vitae, and it says attach current curriculum vitae here. So how are you doing attachments? Well, the easiest thing to do, you will want to probably create a folder within your Google Drive, maybe called promotion or something like that. That's what I did. So there's my drive. Here's the whole drive, but then I have my folder promotion, and these are the only things I've uploaded to this. So I have my Vita, This is a syllabus, and the same file here, which is my teaching file. But so we're on Vitae, right? So one thing I could do is I could say highlight curriculum Vitae and add a link. And the problem is I don't know what the link is yet, so we'll quit that for the moment. But here, there's my Vitae that I've uploaded to the drive, so all files should be on your drive somewhere. And now if I right click, I can get a link. And here's the link, and I can copy link. Now notice it's giving me a quick error thing here. It says change link sharing options, click restricted to change link sharing options. And right now it's only people added can open with this link. And now I've tested this out. I don't know, we're going to talk about sharing files in a minute, but I don't know that you really have to do anything if you're just doing a link. So there, I copied the link copied. I can go back here. I can highlight this or create other text if I wish and add that link. So here's the link, and I paste it, and notice it says it has sharing there, so I think it's okay. Seems to be. But now I have a link. If I want, I could get rid of that, and there's my curriculum vitae. So that's one way to go, is I can create that link. Now another way to go is I could just insert the file. And so under insert, I can go to my drive and go to promotion, and now I have those same files available. Here's Vitae. I'll double click on that, and you see I could just add it that way by inserting. Instead of doing the link, I could insert it this way, grab some things, open it out, and it will make a window about this size. Now I can go to preview and kind of see what this thing looks like. And notice within the preview then I could pop the whole thing out. Now another thing I could do is make this box bigger so that the whole thing shows up here. At this point, if I do this, I could probably get rid of that link. Now I suppose it never hurts to have both. That would be fine. That wouldn't be a problem. If you had the link to the actual drive file and then this file in here. Now probably just to make it look a little better, if I did it that way, I'd get rid of that extra space and do that. But either one of these methods is fine. Now we're going to, on the next part of this video, we're going to look at this part though, placing a file in there, and look at what we have to be careful of, and that is sharing. Okay, but you can do a link, or you could just insert the whole file this way. This one's a PDF, but you can insert other Word type files and so forth. So for instance, there's one that says Word. Okay, so we'll get out of there, go back to pages. So there I've got my Vitae in. I can do my letter of application again that same way. So it says type letter here, but I could just do my insert again, go find the letter of application and upload it that way. Okay, so if we are uploading documents, let's go here. So you got to click on the icon, I think, to maneuver within here. So here it says type teaching and mentoring narrative here, attach artifacts in support of narrative below. Well, that sounds horrendous to have to retype everything. So, here's one way to go is I did a quick teaching and mentoring file. I didn't do much with it. So for instance here it just include a personal statement, didn't really do anything. And then here, now I don't want to lead anyone astray, this part, I just had that to remind me of what that category was, but I would never turn it in that way. I would just delete that, and since beginning my teaching career and so forth. Okay, so here's the file. Now, one thing I guess I could try is, I could highlight this whole thing and do a copy and come back here, and I don't know how much experience you have with all this, but I get rid of that, and I do a paste, and wow, does that look like crap, right? So you could do it that way. I really don't suggest it because you end up with a lot of work. So I'll just undo that. And again, I have my teaching and mentoring. I can always make this text look a little better, but I wrote my document assuming this heading here of A, teaching and mentoring. So, a better idea, I think, for you. You don't have to do it this way. You can type the whole thing in that way, but is to just go to insert and insert that document. And so drive, well, I'll try to get there. Okay, and now here's the Word file, and so I'll just bring that in, and wow, does that look much better. Again, I can bring it over here, something like that, to make it look a little better. Now I can, if I want, say, a whole page showing at once, I could do that. I don't know really if that's the best idea. I can grab this thing again, keep coming down until I get to the end of the first page. And actually, I've noticed in preview that this, to get exactly at that first page, would actually take a little back and forth. So for instance, see, so I could go there and think, okay, that looks great, that'll be the the first page on there. Well, notice if I go to preview, and you go down here, it didn't actually make it quite where I thought it would. So I don't know if it's a big deal to try to fit that whole thing on, because it doesn't fit on the whole computer screen anyway. And so what I might do is go there and look here and see that okay, if I scroll up like that, as much as could fit on my screen would be somewhere here in the number 3 commitment to continued growth. And so there, notice I've got the teaching and mentoring. I guess I could go back, and I didn't put an A on there. I could go back and put an A on there and get rid of this totally. Okay, so I'll exit preview, and and so I'd probably want to bring this back up somewhere around here. Well, so I'm having trouble as usual. There we go. I might do something like that, and then just go look and see how it looks on the preview. Okay, so that's how I can enter any of these files. So that kind of takes care of the main portion of each of these. Now we need to talk about attaching all the supplementary pieces to this, and again, we would do that as links. Now you've got some options. One option is to come down here and list things and attach them. Now here's the way I went about it. Again, you don't have to do it this way, but it just seems a bit easier. So, and I wanted to talk about the key evidence anyway. So you need to attach all these key evidence things. So, here's my section on key evidence. Now, notice this is something we found last year on the promotion committee that just helped us a lot. And I don't remember what their particular reference technique was to these things, but notice, I say, okay, below is an annotated list of the evidence because you're supposed to write a sentence or two with things. And then I said, I reference these items in the text above with a square bracket and then EV, then the uppercase letter, so notice the uppercase letter, then a lowercase letter, if that makes sense, and it did down here in the supplementary evidence. And so, and we'll go back up and look at the text. But so here, I have my 2 teaching observations, and another good suggestion I think is do them in the order they're listed in the guidelines. Now, I would say if you put in more than 2 teaching observations, my suggestion personally would be just do all teaching observations first, okay, because that was the first thing in the list. Then the syllabus. Now here we see what I did with the link, and then the spring, or well, not necessarily spring for any given person, but the FSEs, and here I put a growth plan, so whatever you happen to have for those, and then the supplemental evidence. So I would do that order. If you added more than 1 syllabus, I would put then the syllabi next. So I'd go teaching observations, syllabi, your self-evaluations, and then your supplemental evidence, that sort of thing. And now on the supplemental evidence, I don't know that there's any particular order you would want to use here, but on these mandatory items, I would suggest putting them in the order that they're on, so that we on the committee can find them very easily. And so notice, I delineated this, and again, I gave it headings. You might give it a heading like engagement in improving content knowledge and so forth. However, again, I suggest you don't bother with such things, simply an A and addressing that topic, a B and addressing that topic, a C and addressing that topic, because you don't have a lot of room, and so that's something to remember is, you don't get a lot of pages. And so, I try to be pretty precise in what you're writing up here, and then let your evidence do the talking for you. Okay, so, and that's this idea of referencing it. So here, I used a reference of Vitae. Oh, okay, so what the heck did I say? Since beginning my teaching career, I've been interested in furthering my knowledge, improving my teaching. Prior to my 2nd year of teaching, I became a member of Project Next of the Mathematical Association of America. And then I put in a reference. Go look at my Vitae. Okay, so take a look at my Vitae. You can find it there that yes, I really did do that. There is evidence that I'm not just blowing smoke here. And then similarly for the items attached, I participated in the recently completed mathematics 5-year review, and here I have my evidence, and then G with a little d. So I could come down here as a reviewer and go, G, there's little d, oh, letter from Dr. John LaGrange, great. And, you know, and I'd probably write a little more than that, but that would be my evidence. And, you know, so I could very quickly see when you make a statement, where I can find the evidence for that and what somebody has to say about it. So it might be in your Vitae, it might be, you know, in one of your supplementary materials. But that's a suggestion. Again, you don't have to do it, but it certainly makes our job easier on the promotion committee, and you probably want to make our job easier because then we love you. Okay, so as far as those links, again, so here, you know, here's my syllabus from topics in math, and all I did was when I'm making this document, I went to my drive, done with that, went to the syllabus, and there's the syllabus, and I got its link as I did before. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Right click, and you know, I got the link and copied the link, and I went to my file here and I highlighted that baby. Whoops, well, maybe I did. Yeah, there we go. I'm not sure why I'm having trouble all of a sudden highlighting everything. I really don't like Word and those kinds of things. I don't know why it wants me to move it. So anyway, I highlighted it, I added the link, and that was that. So that now has a link, and that is how I took care of the attachments. Was if you, whoops, got to go to preview mode. If you come down here, what am I on? Teaching and mentoring. Oh, interesting. This might be not be the, oh yeah. So this one, this is my Word document. It didn't have the link in it when I actually put it on the drive. So it's not showing up, but I'll show you that. I'll go ahead and show you that we can do that. I did it in a PDF. So, you know, this was a Word document. I tend to like PDFs, and so I could get rid of that and insert, instead of that one, go to the drive and go to promotion, and here's that same document but as a PDF. As I say, I prefer PDFs, and so all I did was I made that link, and then I exported the file as a PDF. And now if I go to preview and come down here, so see, there's the link in the document, and I click that, and there you go. There's my syllabus. Okay, so I can get that way. Now, links don't seem to be a real problem, but the document itself can be a problem. And so let's look at that on the promotion folder side here. Notice these two files. This PDF, it has a little sharing beside it. The example teaching has a little people beside it. If you're going to insert a file, you need to share it. Now, you may not wish to share it with the whole campus, and so you know, I'm going to go here with the Vitae and say share, and this list will be in your original email, but you can these documents, you can share with our promotion committee. Now, I believe you'll have to do that with each person. Now, myself, you can use promotion, and I would like you to do that, is use promotion committee. So you add promotion committee, you add Nicole Schnapp-Wyatt, sorry, said her name wrong, Nicole Schnapp-Wyatt, you add Tim McAlpin, you add Missy Arnold, and again I'll have this list, and you add Mohammed Poradarian. And so there, now this says editor. I don't see why they need to be editors, or including myself. You can just go with viewer on that, and just for those files, because that will allow us to see them. We'll be doing our editing work and so forth other places. So you can just say viewer. Now it has a notify people. I would get rid of that, and possibly that's the first thing you ought to do when you start sharing this stuff this way, is you don't need to notify us with each and every document. All right, so maybe the first thing you do when you go to share is knock off the notify people. But now I share, and wait a minute, and there's the sharing icon. So that reminds me that I have shared it, and I would want to do the same thing, I think, with the syllabus. I probably don't need to worry about the syllabus itself, because that's only coming up as a link. Better safe than sorry. You might want to share all of these copies with the committee members as you go. But certainly anything you insert the way I did, so I inserted this. For us to see it, it has to be shared. Okay, and let's see. So I think that kind of takes care of things if we look at the pages. So again, letter of application, you can retype it, you can insert it. You could do it as a link, for that matter. That would be fine. Same with the curriculum vitae. You could do that as a link, or you could insert it, or you could do both, as I'd shown. Again, just make sure if you insert, you've shared those files. And then each of these other three pieces here, the teaching and mentoring, service, and scholarship, they're all done like the teaching and mentoring. You just need to make sure you have those links to your evidence. And then there's the faculty self-evaluations. Well, maybe quit that. There we go. Attach those separately here. So I would have those links for both. Again, I'd probably just do these as links, each one, annotate it here just like you do in your original documents for like teaching and mentoring and service and so forth. I would annotate those, but also just do those links. And letters of recommendation, you don't see those, that's ours. So notice for Faculty Affairs Council use only, so you will never see anything there. And the evaluation, again, faculty, well, I need to edit that, I guess. It says Faculty Affairs Council, it's Promotion Committee. Just notice that, I hadn't noticed that before. But those two you don't need to mess with. And so you will be adding your content to these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas, and the home where you simply add your name. And I think that's it. Certainly if you have questions as you're doing this, you can email me personally, Scott Dillery, or you can email promotion at lindsay.edu. And I think that covers it. So we'll call that good.